manifesting generator friends, and welcome to your reading for the week of August 26, 2024. But know that if you're stumbling across this at a later date, that you are definitely still in the right place. As with all readings, take what serves you well and leave what doesn't. One of the most beautiful things about being human is that we have free will choice. So no matter what messages the universe has for us, we can always change our reality. Okay, so today I am going to pull one Power Animal Oracle card from the Stephen D. Farmer PhD deck. I'll then move on to a Moonology Manifestation Oracle card from the Yasmin Bolin deck, and then I'll pull a minimum of 3 tarot in Situation, Obstacle, Advice, and which we may expand or not, depending on whether or not we need some clarity. Okay, so let's start with the Power Animal card. Okay. And my Mani-Gen friends, the eagle. Oh my goodness. So I live in a place where there are eagles everywhere. Okay. I live in British Columbia and Lower Mainland. I see eagles almost every single day. And what a gift that is, right? So our eagle is saying, Spirit, trust in your higher self. Now, manifesting generator, right? You have so many interests and so many things catch your attention that how do you choose? Well, Eagle is saying choose from your higher self, not your ego, right? So life is a kind of back and forth between ego and higher self, with many people in the planet spending more time in ego than higher self, right? And we definitely, don't get me wrong, the ego's not bad. We need it. It's our personality. It keeps us alive, right? Like there's lots of reasons that we need it. But when we're making decisions, they're stronger, more fluid when we make them for our higher self. So Eagle is asking you this week for any decisions that you need to make, that we need to trust in that higher self, and there will be, it'll be, anyways, well, let's see what the tarot has to say about it. Okay. All right. And manifestation, in terms of manifesting this week, what do our Mani-Gens, our MGs, you're the only one of all the human design types. You're the only one with cute nicknames. So I'm going to use those. Maybe because manifesting generator is so long. All right. So this week, oh my goodness, that's crazy. Okay, I don't like using that word. I'm a mental health practitioner. However, I'm surprised because this is the same card that the generators got, and there's like 44 cards in this deck, and this is only, they just got it like last time, and I shuffled real well. Clearly, our Mani-Gens and generators need to use their bodies this week in terms of breathing and breath. Okay, so we've got the full moon in Scorpio card, and as you can see, it's got some root chakra colors, it's got some heart chakra, a little throat, okay? And of course, we need all of these things to breathe deeply, right? We need our diaphragm, we need to expand our hearts, we need to breathe through our throats. Now, it's also a full moon card, meaning that whatever you've been on the process to manifesting, we're near the end of that cycle. However, maybe it hasn't been easy, right? Maybe we've been a bit too entrenched in ego, right? And then which causes tension, because your higher self doesn't cause tension, right? Like that's like not part of the program. But your ego certainly does when we feel that pull or any type of kind of more denser emotions that can cause tension, whether that's in the workplace, at home, with your peers, with your friends, with your family, right? So if there's some tension this week, you, Mani-Gen, are being encouraged to trust in your higher self, take that higher road, but you'll probably need to take some deep breaths in order to do it. Okay, let's see what the tarot has in store for us this week, or for you. I'm a manifester. Okay, so situation is the Hanged Man. Obstacle is the 10 of Wands, and the advice Interesting. 8 of Cups. We're going to be clarifying that one for sure. But let's start talking. So our situation right now is that you might feel a little stuck, a little on pause, and perhaps you need a shift of perspective. Okay. So with the Hanged Man, which I have upside down, I love it. Okay. With the Hanged Man, you'll see that this person is not struggling. They're just kind of like hanging out, right? Like there's not really anything like sinister about this card in any way, shape, or form. In fact, it's quite light, right? There's this brightness that's around here. But the situation is basically that perhaps not much is happening right now, right? Like we're on pause. There's also like this kind of a lot of surrender that comes with the Hanged Man. So the situation is that, perhaps you need to surrender to your higher self in order to get through whatever tension has happened there this week, okay? Because the obstacle is that you've been working too hard, okay? So the obstacle here is that there has been too much. Now, this can be a card of overwhelm, of exhaustion, but it's also like the end is near, right? So 10s are always about completion. They're about like this full realization of a cycle. But this one, there's maybe like an obstacle that there's a bit of a burden, okay? So we've been on pause, right? An obstacle is that we've been working too hard and yes, and the advice is actually to make a pretty significant change. Now the eight of Cups is a very interesting card to me. First of all, there's something subliminal going on, okay? So in this advice, it is not clear, but you already know it. In fact, your higher self already knows what to do, but you need to take the time that you're in with the situation right now to start thinking about what is that in your life, okay? What is that? Because Manny Jen, like you have you have a generator motor, okay? Just like the generators. And so it doesn't surprise me that you are feeling burnt out because so much is asked of you. Because you are so hyper capable, people want you to do things for them all the time, right? So one of the most powerful things that a manifesting generator can do is to say no, right? Is to say no. So this is definitely a saying no card. The advice is to say no, but you got to think about it, okay? Because it's interesting because this person is walking away from 8 full cups, right? So it's like, what are you walking away from that on the surface looks really good, right? Like, why would you walk away from 8 full cups, right? But so there's something underlying here that is saying, okay, yes, you should walk away. Okay. Like that is whatever this is. I'm not, again, telling you to quit your job. Maybe there's just maybe there's just this, like, you know how you can often like work within things. We don't need to have this all or nothing experience, right? Like we can plant these little seeds, and not all at the same time, just like little ones to work towards whatever this is. Okay. So I want to get some clarity on how we can start to uncover, what you need to do, in walking away, and that came up. Okay, we've got the Page of Cups. Okay, so the Page of Cups is, now we're looking at some more emotions, right? So we've got a Major Arcana card, we've got some wands, and then now we've got, in our advice, is definitely emotionally driven. Okay, so perhaps we take out of our logical mind, okay, and which is very much often ego, okay, so our logic and ego are very tied together, right? So we want to take, the higher self is saying it's time to focus on your emotions. So you're like feeling a certain way about whatever the situation is, and I'm actually going to clarify that one too. Okay, so what are you feeling about in terms of moving away? Oh, okay. Whew, the Hierophant. Okay, so this may have more implications than something kind of basic, right? So the Hierophant it can be culture. Okay, I'm getting culture here. I'm getting that the issue is that perhaps you're walking away from something that might be embedded in you culturally. Okay, that is, I'm feeling that very strongly, actually. It's like there's a lot of tradition with the Hierophant. So it's important that you take a look at the underlying things that are in your culture, right? And how you feel about this. And then, yeah, anyways, again, I'm not telling you to walk away from your culture, but I think it's really, really important that you question how you feel about that. Wow. Okay. Whew. Well, okay. That's it for your reading for the week of August 26, 2024. I hope you found some value in about it. This is new for me. I would love to hear in the comments, like, when did you discover that you're a manifesting generator? How have you implemented that in your life to make changes? If you have, yeah, I'm so curious. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.